Welcome back, Time Master Extreme, the homemade variety channel. While you're waiting for the great Meteors to do his run of the true arena without any guarding or dodging, and without any items or copy abilities, I'm going to take a run at it. I have done this before, and while some people have taken, and I bet, I'm able to do the true arena in under 40 minutes. This is the ultimate test of skill. This is the gauntlet of courage. This is the final proving grounds. This is the final showdown. Are you sure you want to step onto this battlefield? This is an awful, punishing, unrelenting battle. If your soul can somehow survive this deluxe duel, then you shall emerge victorious and become a true Kirby Master. Keep in mind, this will contain spoilers for Story Mode, EX Mode, and Magolor's Epilogue. You have been warned. If you haven't completed the true arena and you're trying to get through without any kind of abilities, I recommend you don't watch this video to avoid spoilers. Let's begin. I'm going to be doing all the pause text for each of the bosses. All the bosses have pause text in the remake. In the original, it used to be Landia, the Grand Doomer, Trader Magolor, and Magolor's Soul. And we also have HRD3's pause text in the true arena, but not in EX mode, and we had Galactodite's pause text in the true arena. Anyways, it's Fatty Puffer EX. His rolling tackle could take him up walls to the ceiling, and his water cannon sprays at all sorts of angles. What gives? Usually he just naps and eats, which sounds familiar. Yeah, because Kirby does basically the same thing. Let the fight begin. Patience is a virtue. It's not about landing the big hit. It's about landing smaller hits to wear down the enemy. Oddly enough, I always feel like taking two separate shots instead of a double shot actually does more damage. Is that just me? Oh well. Warning, his water cannon sprays all sorts of angles. Get right above him. When he's done, stay away from him, because he can jump up to the ceiling and shoot water. Watch the ceiling. There we go. Down. Up. And that's what's up. Anyways. I did good. No damage. This is not a no damage run, but it'd be great to conserve all your items. Especially if you're doing the, especially if you're not using anything from Merry Magoland. Like that. You know what I say? Conserve and preserve, and you'll persevere. That's just my saying. Look out! EX means the bosses are extra strong. Wispy Woods EX can launch whirlwinds and drop poison apples. Don't eat those apples, Kirby. They'll give you bad tummy ache. The poison apples are the purple apples. If you swallow them, you will automatically take damage. I'm not gonna demonstrate that. Ah, dang it. I told you this wasn't a no damage run. Wow. Run over here. Watch out for the apples. Wispy Wood's inhale sound effect is different from the original. He uses the inhale sound effect from like when Dee inhales you in Kirby Deluxe. Oh no. Don't poke the bear! Or, in this case, annoy the Scarfy. I took a lot more damage there than I would have wanted to, but I got through that battle. This guy is a lot trickier than I thought he'd be, especially considering that the hammer ability is slightly nerfed in the remake. This isn't part of the show. Mr. Deuter EX in here he is angry. His Deuter skulls are now covered in flames, and he's throwing out fiery punches. Stay clear of his pyrotechnics. They hurt! Thanks to stuff like the Great Meteors and Kirby Wikia, I'm very skilled in Kirby lore. Get a bunch of stars at the end. Instead, just do the small things and hit him when hit Mr. Deuter EX when he comes down. I think I might know why all those parallel bosses show up in Magolor's epilogue, but we'll get to that later. You know how in the original arena, the bosses are all in random order, so you might fight Landia first, for some weird reason? Well, this time that's not the case. After clearing all the bosses in the arena, you fight Landia, Lord Starcutter, Trader Magolor, and then Corrupted Trader Magolor. I think the final order for the arena in Return Dream and Deluxe is the Grand Doomer, Landia, then there's Lord Starcutter, Trader Magolor, and then Trader Magolor's second form. Ah, dang it. I hate when that happens. It turns out, you don't wear the Master Crown wears you. And after Trader Magolor is defeated, Magolor loses a bit of control over the Master Crown, as the Master Crown warps him into a warped spectral entity, corrupting him in the process. It's worse for him in EX mode, where he draws on more of the Crown's power, and once he's defeated, the Master Crown floods him with power, possesses him down to his very soul, and turns him in projection of the Crown itself. Watch out! He puts his shield up. Oh yeah! You're behind Bonkers. Well, that was easy. Booyah! By the way, you can use the right joystick to make Kirby do taunts. Here's up. He has 3 sound effects for each taunt. That was up. Right. Down. He has no sound effect there. So I'm just moving on to left. Oh, left doesn't have any sound effects either. Anyways, it's time for the 4 elemental spear Doomers. EX version. Electric Doomer! The portal into this different dimension was opened by a super ability. With this space closing as time passes, one single spot holding the energy spears now remains, along with the Spear Doomer circling above. The Spear Doomers are a lot faster in EX mode. Ah, dang it, that's not what I meant. Oh well. He'll spit out a lot more projectiles as time goes. By the way, I noticed something about the floor. It actually has the same floor pattern as the peak of Haldera Volcano, where you fight Landia in story mode and EX mode. The EX Spear Doomers can create little vortex thingies to suck you in, which royally sucks! Next up, Regular Doomer and Fire Doomer. Alcandra stands alone, only reachable by passing through other dimensions. Long ago, the Spear Doomers had a different form and could warp space and time. Is that why they seek the spears? Perhaps it's referring to the Greater Doomers from Team Kirby Clash and Super Kirby Clash Deluxe. After all, they came into the battlefield through a dimensional rift. This makes sense now, considering that the Team Kirby Clash games are now canon. Thanks, Magolor Epilogue. Take down this deadly double act. Boom! Watch out! Ah, dang it. I got cornered. That's not fun. Boom! And next up, the Ice Doomer. It's the same description for... The Spear Doomers have the same description. Except for regular Doomer and Fire Doomer. I'm a bit of a daredevil once I master all their moves. Sometimes that gets me into trouble, sometimes it just annihilates the bosses. Now, Metal General EX. The basis, Metal General in general, is the basis for the security guards. Perhaps the Haltman Works Company encountered Metal General in the past, but I do know one thing. Max Profit Haltman is not the master of Metal General. But who is its master? We never know. Anyways, forced to work security long after its master's death, this robot uses artificial intelligence to maintain itself and control the machines and back engines. Metal General EX has a wide variety of advanced features, but it still has no heart. Jump! Jump, man! You know, in the remake, Kirby will automatically go into a super inhale after 1 second. If you damage the rockets, they will explode in the air. Whoosh. You can also inhale them. To make sure it goes right, shake, 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 senora, shake it all the time. You know how it goes. Whoa. You know, Kirby Revenge of Dreamland, Metal General will be fixated on the wall. Thanks for the ammo. You helped me finish this way faster, Metal General. Even though that probably wasn't your intention. Alright, enough monkey business. It's time for Goliath EX. Goliath EX is the king of the forever frosty mountains. His strong arms can create a force blizzard, and his fists attack with winding punches, where he learns its fierce fighting moves. By the way, Return of Dreamland Deluxe also had the dodge and air dodge. The guard was present in the originals, but not dodge and air dodge. When do you know when he's gonna fire his projectiles? When he's gonna use his winding punches? Look at the flashing. When he starts flashing white, that's when he fires. Stay to the corners. It's really hard to dodge attacks, so get behind him. Damn. so close. Boom! By the way, I also like how the chunks of ice that stick up come from the levels above, which is kind of cool. Okay, set pattern time. Time for the Grand Doomer EX. Whoa! The energy spears are causing dimensional rifts to open up new spots. And what's worse, a giant rift made by that powerful mass part has drawn forth the dreaded Grand Doomer EX. All the bosses have pause text, except for the mini bosses, and the pause text that they already have has been updated, which is nice. Right? Do you ever think a Kirby movie is in the future, especially considering the success of Super Mario Bros. Movie? We'll just have to wait and see. Now, the only way to... Yeah, the timing for that attack is be really tight. Now, to dodge when it's swooping around, dodge it by hiding in the corners or ducking down, except when it's flying low. And unlike its story mode counterpart, the Grand Doomer fires 7 projectiles instead of 4. Time to end this. Boom! Haha! Landia. A 4-headed dragon that sleeps on Condra's Haldera volcano, Landia has been revered as a protector and a guardian angel since ancient times. Until now. Landia has been revered as a protector since ancient times, lived on the planet since ancient times, protecting the land and guarding the world's most legendary items. But, strong as it may be, even the Master Crown's guardian, Landia, cannot fully control the overwhelming terrible power to rule that swells within the legendary crown, which is said to be a creation of the ancients. Getting under Landia is a great way to make sure you don't get hit by those things. Those wind blasts, if you may. But they also updated updated Landia EX's moves from the original counterpart to make it look darker. It turns out Landia has 2 death animations. One where it's whole and one where it's using the 4. One where it's in 4. One is when it's in its 4 dragons mode, and one when it's in its single body mode. Okay, where Landia is merged together, and when it's not. It will close in on you, so you have to be watching very closely, or you're dead. Boom, boom, boom! It turns out the Landia dragon that wears the crown takes slightly more damage, as it's maybe it's because it's concentrating more of its energy to have some sort of control over the crown. I don't know. Cool. Alright, it's time for the Magolor epilogue bosses. First up, Electricky Duder. How did these bosses come to be? Well, I'll tell you later. Electricutor calls the Aerogreed dimension his home. Created from focused electricity, he loves to perform shocking tricks. As an underling of the Crown Doomer, he was told to gather one of the 5 fruit fragments for their powerful life energy. To give you a fighting chance against these bosses, in the true arena, they are severely nerfed regarding their health. Perhaps the Master Crown is drawing on Magolor's memories. Oh, watch out! I have a feeling that some of the bosses' movesets, the new bosses' movesets, I feel like certain bosses' movesets in this games were based on the mods of the original Return to Dreamland, like the Unfair Magolor Soul mod and Kirby's Revenge in Dreamland. If you've seen those, you'll definitely know what I'm talking about. Run to the opposite corner. He cannot harm you. Perhaps the Master Crown was drawing on Magolor's memories of these bosses to recreate them using the elements. What do you mean? Well, Magolor Epilogue? Actually, I don't think it's that. You know why? Helper Magolor does not appear in EX mode, and Magolor Epilogue is canon not to story mode, but to EX mode. In the opening scene, we don't see Trader Magolor's final form, we see Magolor's soul. So here's what happened. When Magolor fell through the dimension between space and time, and ended up in a portal, so did the pieces of the Master Crown. And off screen, the Master Crown corrupted the Grand Doomer, creating the Crown Doomer. The Crown Doomer then harnessed the power of the elements to create copies of these bosses. Create copies of Mr. Juder, Fatty Puffer, and Goliath. Perhaps he was using the power of Magolor's memories. Even though Helper Magolor does not appear in EX mode, which this mode is canon to, if Kirby ever told Magolor about these bosses, and Magolor got a picture in his head about what happened, the Master Crown could have utilized those. After all, Stardream was able to utilize the Dark Matter Swordsman's memories to recreate the Rainbow Sword, and Void Termina was able to use the power of its memories to create all sorts of weapons during the fight against them and Kirby's Star allies. It's a heck of a thing. And a heck of that thing is gone. Oh, I forgot to do the pause text for lore. Fiery Puffer is a lava beast from the Pyred dimension. Created from elemental heat, he uses scorching moves that'll do more than melt. He still has to take the fruit fragment he found back to his boss, the Crown Doomer. Sorry about that. But considering more than 20 minutes in, I can't afford to fast restart. Hydriath. Hydriath lives in the oceans of the Possiblue dimension. Created from water and ice, his powerful brawler moves flow smoothly and effortlessly. Recently, Hydriath found a fruit fragment, and it will go to his boss, the Crown Doomer, unless you steal it first. Run up to him, because he'll teleport to the other side, and boom! Ha-ha! That's how it's done. Wait a second. He'll teleport. Yeah, sometimes he'll jump in place, or he will jump to the other side of the ice patch. Stay in the corners, and that thing won't hurt you. But you'll have to move eventually, because Hydrive will stomp down on you and splash you. Stay in place. When he stops in place and teleports to the other side, that's when you move. the elemental boss theme is actually a remix of the boss theme from the regular modes. Same place. No move! Ah, dang it. If you stay in the things on the wall, you won't get hurt by that thing. And that's how it's done. Next up, I was taking a Max Tomato anyway, even though at half health. Because I still have a ton of 6 items. I have 6 items in total. 3 Max Tomatoes and 3 regular tomatoes. It's time for one of the most random bosses in the game. The Rampaging Doomers. Rampaging Doomers. The 4 elemental Speed Doomers, and Doomers in general, are from another dimension. Recently, the Crown Doomer has corrupted the 4 elemental Spear Doomers, sending them on a rampage in the Locator dimension. And instead of hunting energy spears, the Crown Doomer is making them seek fruit fragments. I wonder if Locator is like the opposite of Halcandra, like Hyrule and Lorule from Link Between Worlds. Maybe I'm looking too much into this, but if I am, I still don't regret it. When the smoke turns slightly pinkish, you're gonna get hit. It's not about landing a big shot. It's about landing a shot and being patient. And against a very random boss, that is especially important. There we go! In this formation, if you attack them when they charge through, you could damage them a lot, but you might take some damage yourself in the process. It all depends on what you want to do, really. Stand in the corner and inhale. Ah, dang it. Don't run full force toward the corner. They are very tricky. I hate that attack. Ah, dang it. Ah, I hate that. One more hit and they're gone. There we go. You know, it's really rare that the bosses from Magolor Epilogue are in order. I'm just lucky. It's finally time for the Crown Doomer. At this point in the game of Magolor's Epilogue, interdimensional Magolor has recovered all 5 fruit fragments. which have come together at the ethereal altar to form a giant gem apple known as the Jample Seed. However, this is not the end of the story. Not by a long shot. As we all know, the boss of all Doomers, the Grand Doomer, has become the Crown Doomer, a black-winged subjugator powered by the shards of the Master Crown, and he's after Magolor's red fruit, the Jample Seed. Is this payback for making Kirby gather those ship parts? Who knows? It's time to face off against another Dominator! Float! Flap! 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 Bam! You notice the sword on the right? Usually there's all sorts of rubble coming down, and that sword falls to the ground. Magolor would use that later to slay the tree crown without a ruler. Watch out. The little eyes on its wings are starting to glow. Look, it's pulling a Magolor and summoning the Rampaging Doomers. Turns out, when Magolor fights them, the Rampaging Doomers, they have bits of the fruit fragment in their mouth. I find that interesting. It's time for the final six. First up, HRD3. An ancient war machine that's somehow drifted into this universe from another dimension. What a dream battle. Drawn by the mechanical energy here, this ancient war machine crossed time and space through an interdimensional tunnel. Get ready for a dream battle with a king-size warrior of steel! Ever since Galactonite and Super Kirby Clash made popular, now those types of laser attacks create big ol' explosions. Dang it. That's only 3 stars. Hey now, I'm getting 3. That was 2 stars. Hey now, I'm getting 3 stars. In the second phase of HRD3's battle, they played Landia's theme, at least in the regular mode. But now, they play Rora Dini. I like this song, but to many people it seems slightly off. Hide right under HRD3 or in this corner. But hiding in that corner is a bit of a risk. You know, maybe they added DLC to this game. Maybe it'd be great if Kirby Return Dream and Deluxe had DLC, free DLC. In it, they could add like the challenge stages from Kirby's 20th anniversary, just 10 years prior. Wouldn't that be great? Let me know in the comments below. Also, maybe if you played as D&D and Meta Knight following that DLC update, instead of playing these two themes, they could play the D3 canon theme from playing Robot for the first phase, and then in the second phase, they could play DD Destroyer Z from Kirby Battle Royale, which also used cel-shaded graphics. You know, the little outlines. That's just my thought. Boom! Five to go. Next up, it's Lord Starcutter EX and Trader Magolor. The 4 dragons of Landia to the rescue, and Planet Popstars, no, the entire universe is time in need. Teaming up with Team Kirby, the 4 Contra dragons take to battle. Trader! I just missed. Well, Time to take down the ship we spent the entire game fixing. Lore Starcutter EX and Trader Magolor. The Lore Starcutter said something was off when it met Magolor. He could travel to far-off paradises with ease. So why didn't it? Perhaps it was hiding its true power, and now that Magolor has stolen the Master Crown, it wants to be stopped. Want to fire your projectiles faster? Shake the Joy-Cons! Just like shaking a Wii Remote. You need to dodge? Press A. The yellow one's going to the background attack. Wow, Lanny opens his mouth wide when it does that attack. Hope it doesn't hurt. Ah, so close. So far away. Next up, Trader Magolor EX. In EX mode, Magolor draws on more of the Master's Crown's power. In the process, he transforms. Gotta get that thing away. Magolor stole the Master Crown and the Lore Starcutter from their secret resting place in Alcandra. He's a liar and a wizard! Defeat him! That's not what I meant. It was in a dusty tome that Magolor first learned about the legendary item, the Master Crown. It all sounded like a fairy tale until he found the Lore Starcutter and began scheming. It's time to save the universe, the lore, and Magolor. Dusty tome? Fairy tale? Could this be a copy of the Book of Legend for Kirby Star Allies? Who knows? The Master Crown is a source of limitless power, possibly deriving its power from dark power from the astral birth. Especially the red eye, which for its true form, the astral birth has a blood red eye. He's summoning Ice Doomers. But those are regular Ice Doomers, not EX Ice Doomers. You notice the portal in the background? It'll slowly drift towards the center of the arena, and in the second phase, the portal will get slightly bigger. Also, the portal will get much bigger in the second phase. Listen closely, and you hear an extra guitar part during this guitar solo. I personally liked it better without it. By the way, under my control, the song playing right now has been renamed Welcome Your New Overlord, which is literally what Trader Magolor says right before going into the portal. Float up. And no, you cannot hide in the corner that Trader Magolor is hiding in. Turns out, he goes backwards ever so slightly, just enough to shock you. Ouch! Kainga! 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 Focus on the battle, Kirby! Alright. It's time to face Galactic Knight. Fun fact, if you play as DD or Meta Knight, the first phase plays the Stage of the Partners, the final boss theme from Kirby Fighters 2. When you play level 5, the Partners Shook the Heavens. The second phase is the greatest warrior in the galaxy ever from Kirby Planet Robot's second phase. Galactic Knight. An interdimensional tunnel has brought the most powerful warrior in the galaxy before you, and the gem seal keeping it at bay has been broken. Get ready for a dream battle that defies destiny itself! Attack while he's attacking. Otherwise, he'll most likely guard against it. Which is very annoying. Whoa. Yeah! Phase 2. I need a slide kick, but I want to. Hide in the corner! It's time to corner camp! It's time to corner camp! Watch out for his laser! Stay up! Because just like with Eon Hero in Super Kirby Clash and HRG3 in this game, the floor will flare up. Hide in the corner that Galactonite is in when he does a tornado attack, because in the second phase it will cover the entirety of the screen. Whoa! Just want to scratch. I'm gonna try and absorb his power. Ah, so close. It's time to take down the Tree Crown Battle Ruler. A tiny bit more damage than I'd be in the red. I'm not gonna take any chances. After the Crown Doomer was defeated, the Master Crown pieces possessed the Jample Seed directly and transformed into a hideous tree monster known as the Tree Crown without a ruler. It's time to take down the Master Crown. Those who wear the Master Crown will gain power, but so the darkness in their hearts. Thanks to the red fruit known as the Jamble Seed, it's become a wrathful wreath. A destroyer of worlds known as a Tree Crown without a ruler. By the way, there's actually pause text when Magolor is trying to drive his Ultra Sword into when he powers up the Mystical Team Sword from the rubble into an attack to take down the Master Crown for good. There's actually pause text for that. To free the Jamble Seed and bring an end to the destruction caused by the Master Crown, and to take responsibility for his own wicked ways. With all of his magic imbued into the Mystical Team Sword, interdimensional Magolor must strike. He must atone for his misdeeds. He must pay for the sins of his past. And he does, in awesome fashion. Up, down, middle. Dang it. Oh, I got it. Boom. That ended a lot faster than I thought it would. You know, if you're gonna play with an ability for the True Arena, I'd recommend Hammer, Spark, or Mecha. Not Sand because it's kind of hard, but that's just me. We all know what happens to Magolor's soul, right? What remains of Magolor is a sad shell. He's possessed by the limitless power of the Master Crown, imprisoned by the hatred and obsessions of prior rulers. Now defeat it and free Magolor's soul. Well, this ain't Magolor's soul. This is Magolor's Soul Deluxe. What do I mean by that? Well, you'll see. I wonder if someone will ever mod Return of Dreamland Deluxe to get rid of the outlines caused by cel-shaded graphics. Those who wear the Master Crown find out too late that the Master Crown is wearing them all along. The one-eyed wreath grants you power, but it also grants power to the darkness in your heart as it swallows your soul. It devours you, stealing any sense of self. Truly, the Master Crown rules all. Free Maglor from this nightmare. Take his hand and save your new friends. Basically saying, the Master Crown is a sentient headpiece that swallows the soul of the users and pumps you with hatred and power until you've destroyed everything around you. I'm quoting TV tropes there. Anyways, you know, I've said that Return of Dreamland Deluxe, they've taken inspiration from all those mods of the original, like Revenge of Dreamland and Unfair Magalore Soul. You may see why. Run. That was lucky. Now, stay in the center. There's 2 black holes. Honestly though, I wish I kept that special effect that happens. Double hit. Didn't intend that. That's cool. See how the little orb in the background's changed and now it looks like Void Soul from Kirby Star Allies? Kinda cool, huh? Drop anything you've inhaled. I don't know why they give you an extra thing. Yes! That's it! Nope! Oh look, Maglo's giving us an apple. The Master Crown assumed complete control. Kirby. Ugh, I hate having to rely on you, and your vacant stare when I revealed my grand plan was truly insulting. Well, let's see if you can break this thing out of my head. If you can, then someday, I may get to toy with you again. Go to the opposite corner, and then when it's done, go to the opposite corner. And don't think about floating above it. You can't, especially since it's wider at the top. So that actually works against you. Actually, listen closely. Oh. What was I trying to do there? If you listen closely, you can hear Magalore saying, according to Kirby Makia, it's Magalore saying, Kirby, please forgive me. And it's very heavily distorted version of saying, Kirby, please forgive me. Or something like that. Free me, Kirby. Float above! Watch out! They home in on you! They got this from Return to Dreamland. Revenge of Dreamland, I mean. Hide in the corners, and they cannot hurt you. Boom! Jump! Snowball, Grand Hammer, Combo, Attack of Doom. Bam! Aw, dang it. Dark Super Ability. The difference is, that in Return of Dreamland, Ultra Sword attack drops way more stars, and Magolor's soul fires his enemies way faster. Whether it's Trumia or EX mode. These, it's home in on you. Hide in the corner and inhale. Keep inhaling, cause... Yeah! Kainga! 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 Hide in the corner. Do not get... If you get too close, they will hit you. They have a lot bigger hitboxes than you think. And then, if you get hit, you're in a world of pain. Now, go up, up. If you see Goro like that, you will get hit. Not doing as good as I thought I would, but I'm doing good so far. One more hit and he's down. I wish there'd be more attacks in this, but let's face it. This attack is devastating and really hard to dodge. Boom! You know, this was originally going to be the animation for when he defeated Magolor's soul, but not get all 100 spears. However, the developers decided that Magolor being freed from the crown would be more important. Magolor getting sucked into the portal could be considered the secret bad ending to this game. Did it! I cleared it in under 40 minutes. That went well. Now, Magolor's soul's death animation for the true Rina could be considered the bad ending. Originally, if you didn't collect all 120 energy spears, Magolor's soul would be sucked into a portal sucked out of another dimension and banished through an exit portal. Magolor would have had his heart, mind, and soul consumed by the Master Crown, and he would pay for the sins of his past and his betrayal of Kirby with his very existence. Considering that could have been as dark as Sectonia or Hallman, the devs decided to scrap that. Besides, they also deemed that Magolor being freed from the crown and redeemed for his sins was very important to the story. I mean, how else would we get the challenge stages, Deity's Drum Dash, and Merry Magoland? Anyways, see you next time. See you guys next time.